I'm going to show you how we stuff the adult dummy. There's a few different ways you can do it. You can basically just grab a whole bunch of reclaimed rags or any kind of stuffing you have at home and stuff it from head to toe. If you did that, you get a really heavy dummy, like 50, 60 pounds. It's quite tough to move around. It's probably really good if you wanted to do like throws, but when you're doing like transitions and grappling and stuff, it just gets so heavy. It becomes more of a chore because you're just lifting all this like dead weight. It's not much fun. Anyhow, at Affinity, we do sell grappling dummies. We have, I'll show you here. It comes packaged like this. It's as small as this. That's your grappling dummy right there. Unravel it and you get this guy down here. So I'm going to show you how I chose to stuff mine. I stuffed it using not just the rags, but in addition to the rags, I'm also using 4 pool noodles. So we grab the 4 pool noodles, but just before we do that, I'll flip this over and show you. When you open up, it has basically Velcro and a zipper. So you're going to take some of the rags and you're going to stuff the head, get the head stuffed first. Right? Once you're happy with the head being stuffed, now we're going to do the legs and arms. So just to show you how it works, you're here. So I take one of the arms, put it out here. The length is going to be such as the arm end of the fingertips down to the toes. I kind of just bring this in like that. Right, so this would be how I'm going to connect my pool noodles. So all I need to do now is grab my tape. And I'm just going to wrap these up, connect them up together. You can use as much tape as you want, right? I'm not going to really move a whole lot, but just, you know, be generous with your duct tape. Okay, you go to the other side, just connect it up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Good, so that's all set. So what you're gonna kind of see is when I do this, this kind of forms like the lower part of the shin. So from the toes up to the kneecap. And then you have basically your hamstring, and you have the torso connection, and then you have the arm. So that's how it's gonna kind of work out. Now, because I want a little bit of weight on the feet, what I usually do is I just grab a bunch of the rags, right? And all I'm doing is I'm gonna lay them out, and I'm gonna wrap them around the foot, or not the foot, but from from the foot to the kneecap. So we have a bunch of these rags. You can make it as thick as you feel you need it to be, right? As thick as you would like. I don't want it to be too thick, but just showing you an example. So now I'm gonna go here. I'm basically gonna wrap these around the leg, just like so. And then I'm just going to use my duct tape. Just duct tape it off, just so it makes it easier to stuff it in. That, and I'm only going up to, so I could probably use a little bit more here. Up to where the kneecap would be. There you go. So that's one leg that's ready to be set. So I'm basically just going to shove this down all the way in, down towards the toes. I want to make sure that the arm side is on the arm side. More room, stuff, and then where you see this is now where the joint, the connection was. I need to make sure I stuff that in, because that's going to form part of the hamstring. Okay, there's still a little bit of room. Feels like it's almost there. Perfect. So now that's set. Now you gotta get the arm in there. So just put everything inside, and you're gonna bend the arm, stuff it in, make sure it goes all the way through. Now there's a bit of a connection at the wrist, so you wanna just make sure you get the noodle past that, all the way to the fingertips. There we go. It's going to be a bit tight depending on the thickness of the noodles. Right, these are pretty thick ones. We have some thinner ones for the kids. You can use thinner ones as well. Almost in. There we go. So that's one side done. We need to do the exact same on the other side. So I'm just going to use this measurement right here. So I know my noodle is going to be like this. Same as before. Boom. That side's done. There we go. Now, I guess it's just like I said before, I want to set up the shin part. So I'm going to grab my rags, shin. And you make it as thick as you need it to be. Alright. So I just put that over, flip it in. And there's my leg, the lower leg. Wrap it up as much as you feel you need to. But really, once it's in there, it's not really going anywhere. All right, so same as before. When I stuff it in, I want to make sure the arm side is free to move. So this is kind of how I'm gonna put it in. Go. It's made it all the way down. Stuff this in. Now I need to get that arm in, so I'm really going to bend it in there. This will probably be the trickiest part, just getting this arm in. Once it starts to make it in, you'll get to this wrist point again. Just gonna really work it through there. There we go. All right. So now you kind of see the torso is being kind of formed with the noodles crossing over. I don't know if you can see that in there, right? But that's all it is. Now, to finish up, you're really just gonna stuff from the hamstring up into the shoulder blades. So now you just grab a bunch of rags. First thing I do is I just kind of fill up the chest, like the front of it first. Just get some padding in there, the rags, or whatever it is you're using. All right. I'm probably using maybe 20-25 pounds of rags and cloths. And you could stuff as much as you want in there, right? I just want to make sure the butt has some depth to it. And the legs on the sides. Good. And then one of the big areas is going to be the shoulder blades and the neck. So I'm going to make sure that I stuff into the shoulder blades right here. Again, I'm doing this like live, like you could get as perfect as you want, but really this is what we did. This is what works. I like to make sure the neck right here is stuffed so it has some depth again to it. We'll use some sheets. Right. If you don't want to cut up rags and stuff, again, we have them. They're like $1 a pound. Not super expensive. So just reclaim rags. You can probably get them locally as well. But we have some boxes if you guys want. Just let us know. So this is almost complete. There we go. Okay, should be good. Zip her up. Velcro up. Oh. There you have it. There's your dummy. Okay, if you wanted, you could have stuffed more into the neck. All good. So there we go. If I want to throw, boom. All right. For grappling purposes, has some depth to it. Knees can bend whichever way you want. All right, from mount, boom. You want to hit an Americana, go down, boom. Move it on the side. All right, get some nice texture to it. So it's not just the rags, because the noodles are in there. It really gives it some depth, right? Because the torso is nice and puffed up. It's kind of good too for doing your armbar drills, right? Come around, boom. Keep it nice and tight. Get some arm crushes, get some arm bars, double arm bars. Have fun with it. Break some wrists, you know, all good stuff. So that's how we stuff our Affinity grappling dummies.